Welcome back to another video. Last episode I left you off. I was doing an overnight sail from San Salvador to Long Island, and it has been a couple days since then. I left off probably as the sun was setting there, and the plan was to take naps, sail overnight to get here. And about 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning, the autopilot quit on me. I was making all these crunching noises. I woke up to the alarms going off. So I run up there and took over the helm and just stayed awake and was able to sail Rambler up here until about 5 o'clock. Then I got the anchor dropped, and that is where I am now. I've been here a couple days, kind of holed up, thinking about what I'm going to do. I've got the autopilot teared apart here on the table, and it is indeed what I thought it was. So if you've been watching along, this is now the third time this autopilot is broke. I bought this thing brand new, probably a year and a half ago, and yeah, not very happy with it. It's rated for, I think, a boat of 16,500 pound displacement, and my boat's only like 12,000 pounds. So I don't think that's the problem. I think they don't expect people to use it this much. Either way though, I'm kind of stranded, so going to try to fix it here. And these are all the little gears. It's a planetary gearbox, if you can tell. So the outer ring of this is geared, and then there are these little carriers, and the 3 black plastic gears right on this, which mesh with the wall, and then this inner piece meshes with the next ring to spin its all, and that'll increase the amount of torque coming out of this DC motor that's in here. And the very last level, the 3 black plastic gears all broke and stripped out. I think you can maybe see that here. If I hold it like that, you can see it's missing teeth. You can also see what my current idea for solution is. So I've got my computer whipped out here. I 3D modeled the gear closest I can, just taking some measurements off the little ones I have here. And I've got the 3D printer out, going to town over here, working on some parts. I've printed a few little pieces just to test sizings and things like that. And you can see, maybe you can see, there's no easy way to show you, it's so dark in here. Here we go. Nope, that's not gonna work. You can see they're pretty good, I think. The teeth are a little stringy and there's some artifacts in there, but I will sit here with my X-Acto knife and kind of carve them to the correct shape. They seem to be meshing together. This inner diameter was a bit too tight with the 3D printer tolerance, so the next one I've adjusted that, and then I will try to set it on the carrier here and see if it fits. This is obviously not an ideal solution. They're not going to be as strong as these, but if it does work, then if they do break again, I can replace them. Either way though, pretty unhappy with the autopilot so far. Like I said, feel like it should be working better than this, and not a place to have it break down. There's no way to get mail down here quickly or easily or cheaply. You can do it, but I'd like to keep going south, so going to try that out. And I've had several of you mention the sheet to tiller method, which is something I've not tried before, so I'm going to attempt as well. If this doesn't work, then I'll try to learn how to do that tomorrow, and keep heading south as I research potentially upgrading the autopilot system to a better, stronger model. Okay, so I got the second gear finished printing and I cleaned it up, and I don't want to get excited too quick, but if I can get this where you can see, just riding it on the wall here, oh my gosh, that is a smooth fit. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, like I said, quite yet. I gotta get 2 more printed to actually fit them in there, but this really could be amazing if this works. Like I said, I'm at least excited now. It fits on the carriage all nice and snug. It spins, they mesh together well. Watch it, like, meshes with the wall. So it takes about 20 minutes to print each, because I got them printing really slow and really detailed. So I'll do 2 more and assemble it, and then if that works, I'll print a couple to have on hand, just because I don't think they're going to be as strong. But still, if I can make them out myself, we could be in business. Like I said, I'll let you know how it goes soon. Alright, so I've got all 3 gears printed now, and I cleaned them up and tossed them in the box here, the gearbox, and I'll show you what we're working with. It looks like they're meshing pretty well, if I can show you. I'm able to spin them. They all are engaging with the wall, and I built the top. This piece slides in there as well. The gears that broke were the very bottom of the gearbox, but they also have the most stress on them, the most torque down there. So I've ended up moving these to the middle, And I put the other black gears that still look good at the bottom because I think they're a bit stronger. But anyways, I'm going to reassemble it all now, and we'll toss it back on the helm and see if she turns. Okay, so it is now 2 a.m. here. I've stayed up way too long working on this, but I've got it all mounted back. If you can see, it's all blue, but I'll push auto if I can find it. And I mean, the thing turns. Well, now it's not turning. Okay, so it kind of turns. So we'll see if it works under load. It sounds good. I don't know, I feel like for just throwing that together, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go to bed now, and then I'll wake up and probably set sail tomorrow. We'll try this, and I'll try not to use it too much now that I know it's kind of broken, but pretty proud of myself on that one, I'll tell you that. That was a pretty sweet fix. So I'm underway again, got the anchor pulled up, sails are out, we're headed out of the cut, and autopilot's turning. Like I told you earlier, not gonna get too optimistic just in case it breaks, but by repositioning those 3D printed gears, I think that's redistributing the loads better on them. So I'm gonna let it do its thing today, kind of test it. I'm also probably need to start balancing the sails a little more. That could have been part of it. Heavy winds, I get a little lazy on that side of things. So I'll take the time today to try that, and then we'll experiment with the sheet to tiller method as well. But yeah, going good. That's all I got for you. So I think it's about noon now. Still cooking along. The autopilot was working great. Got it turned off now because I have decided to attempt to rig up a, what do they call it? Sheet to tiller is the technical term, but I have a wheel. So you can see this is kind of my science experiment here. There's the wheel, controls the rudder, and on this side here I have some elastic bungee cords that's holding the wheel over here, and then I have a line that runs off to a block up to here, and then I've tied it off here so I can adjust the tension on it. And the thought process is whenever we are pushed over into the wind, there's pressure on this line which pulls up. So if we're going down too far and too much pressure, that kind of holds us right in. But if this starts luffing, that loses pressure on the line, and the wheel is pulled over with the bungees there, and that'll point us back down downwind, and that'll fill the sails again, and then this will kind of put pressure back on it, bring the wheel over, and adjust. So far I've actually been very impressed with this. I didn't think it was going to work this well. It's only been running for maybe 20 minutes so far, so can't speak too soon. But yeah, if this works, great. It's kind of a bit of a mess, things everywhere, but if I don't have to use the autopilot and risk it breaking again, and this works just as well. It's quiet, less mechanical wear, less power draw. Plus it's kind of fun, something to tinker with. So I'll keep trying some different things with it, placements of the lines and bungees, and I will let you know how it works. So just sitting here, not doing a whole lot. Been reading Dove still. And 7 o'clock now. I got about 25 nautical miles to go. So current speed, that'll get me from up to the anchorage at midnight. And it looks like a pretty easy one to get into. So I think we'll go ahead and plan on doing that. I ain't doing a whole lot. I got myself a nice sunburn today. Things have been kind of flopping around. The seas are pretty rough. Nothing new for us though, and the little wind vane or wind sheet to tiller, whatever we're calling it, autopilot, has worked surprisingly well. I've been very impressed with that, so no complaints. I think it's about dinner time here soon. Pick up a little bit, and I will touch base with you later. sun is just now setting. In for another night shift. Doing a lot of that lately. I think I'm only 15 nautical miles or so. Well, shoot, that's probably optimistic. I think I'm 20 nautical miles to shore. It's 8 o'clock now, so should be getting there around midnight. Might try to squeeze a nap in this autopilot. I have not had to touch it for a couple hours now, and that's the no electricity autopilot, just the ropes. So I might trust it to lay down here. I assume if I jibe or tack, if it messes up, I'd be able to hear it and that'd wake me up. Yeah, no excitement. Just saw a ship that went pretty close by. That was fun. Other than that, easy sailing. Just about 10 o'clock now, doing 6 knots, 10 miles to the anchorage. Things are going well. I have taken off the little mechanical autopilots just because it was tending to take me a little higher, and I figured I'm close enough now, probably an hour, half, 2 hours of sailing, I'll be there. So took a little snooze, I think, on the floor here. Get my earbuds in and listen to some stuff, and should be getting there before we know it. It's the next morning. Made it here, I guess it was like midnight. Dropped the anchor. I don't know how deep it is. My stinking depth sensor. Lately it's been like on a couple days and then off a couple days, so but I just come up until it looked good on the charts, and it's kind of spooky with the land over here. It's so tall, it actually looked like it was closer, but anyways, I got about 22 nautical miles to go this way, and I'm trying to catch up with this couple on a sailboat. I think he's like 19, she's 22, and they had messaged me before when we were close back there, but I ended up going a different way with my parents, so I told them, like, I will eventually catch back up with you. So I think they're just around the corner there, so we'll see. It'll be a couple hours. Should be interesting though. I think we're kind of going into the wind, but we got nothing else going on. Just pulled up anchor, got the sails up. We're already doing 6.5 knots, so if that isn't a sign of a good day, I don't know what is. It's 6 o'clock now, doing 6 knots. For as far as I was going, it's taken me a while, but I'm kind of going into the wind, as I have been a lot lately. But we're coming up on where I'm going to try to drop anchor. There's this couple my age on a boat I've been chatting to online on like one of the Sea People apps, and I think they're over here, so I'm going to try to track them down, swing by and say hi. And then the next day I might try to get over here. There's a lighthouse on this island out here, which would be fun to check out. I haven't seen a lighthouse in a while, so going well though, can't complain. Everything's doing well, I'm doing well. Just been listening to music, killing the time. The autopilot is still working. I haven't been using it a ton. I've been using the other sheet to tiller. Yeah, all is good. we made it to the anchorage. Those are my friends, Eva and Damien over there. I haven't actually met them yet in person, but they're coming over this afternoon. We're gonna hang out. I finally got the boat tidied up, and pretty easy sail today, not bad. I think we'll hang here a couple days, and then I've got only like 6 days left on my visa here in the Bahamas before they kick me out. So I got to get down to Matthewtown, which is I think 80 miles away, and then I'll try to check out there, get some more water, and use that as a jumping spot over to Turks. But I think Damien is dropping Eva off here to fly back, and then I don't know if he'll be a couple days behind me. I'm going to talk with him about that tonight, but I will touch base with y'all in the morning. Say hi.
What's up?
Well, it's literally the afternoon. Damien, Eve, and I, we didn't catch anything. Actually, Damien did get a conch, but no fish. I shot at 3 different groupers, and I got close, but we are in like some deep water out there. It's not super deep, I guess, but it was like 30, 35 foot, which I am not quite up to that skill of diving yet. Damien, as you've probably seen the videos, he was going down there deep. It was crazy. Pretty impressive, fun stuff, but they have left, unfortunately. Eva is flying back home for a bit. And so Damien sailed up the island here to go get groceries and drop her off in that town. And then just me again. So it's nighttime, and I've got my blue lights on here. I was sitting out there, and I keep hearing these splashes, and I see these like pretty good sized fish swimming around the boat. So I've got my rod here, and I put on these little glow in the dark squid skirts with a hook. We're gonna toss it in there and see if we can get any bites, kill some time out here, and I'll let you know if we catch anything. They're all around here. I think you can just see the marks, but they're definitely interested. I'll cast it out there and feel a bit of a tug. Fingers crossed we catch us something. I hope you all can see it, but these little dots, yeah, on the water, those are like squid. Or jellyfish? I can't tell, but it's little jellyfish and squid and like shrimp. And I'm assuming that's what everyone else is feeding on. I guess the blue light attracts them, or maybe there's just that many out here, but how stinking cool is that? Reel it in when he gets closer. I feel like, yep, he's still on there. Let him fight a little bit. Okay, and then when he's loose, reel it in. Ah, shoot. I just jinxed it. He got off. I probably need to put one of them stinking wire leaders on here. I saw him catch it though. It was right here by my foot. About to reel it in. He jumps out of the water and gets the hook. This is fun. Alright. I got the wire leader on there. It's not the proper stuff you're supposed to use to make it, but what I've got on board has been working. I need to, it's on the shopping list when we get to Puerto Rico to get some actual like fishing wire, but we will toss this in and see what we catch. He's under the boat though. I'm a little worried he got wrapped around the prop or something. He's got to be close though. Oh, whoa. Come on, baby girl. And I think that's where you got to let your drag out. And just, I think I was starting to fight him there. I got a little excited. I think that was on me. If you keep that drag out, you're just supposed to wear him out and slowly bring him in. But the second I started cranking that down, I felt it pop. And yeah, he took right off from the metal leader too. So either my knot wasn't good enough or he just pulling too much. But I'm going through the lures tonight, man. Which is not good for the fish or for the tackle box. We're gonna try another one though. I keep seeing the lightning getting closer here on the horizon. As long as that'll stay away, then we'll just stay out here, you know? It's like, it's gotta be like midnight at this point, but ain't on a time schedule. I got nothing to do tomorrow. You might as well. Oh my gosh, a huge shark right there. Anyways, before I got distracted, he stole my stinking lure off. So, well, as much as the hunt is luring me in, it's too late for me. I sit here while I cast. We got like what, 4 or 5 fights. They would come off, or they get ripped around the boat, or I'd lose the hook. So it was entertainment. I'm sorry I can't show you the fish. I want to know what it is too. I mean, they kind of look like parrotfish, but then like they'll turn sideways and they're like big. So that's obviously not a parrotfish. I don't know. I think it's just because they're blue with the blue light. But if you can't tell, I'm getting tired and slap happy, so I'm going to pick up. The storm never shut up either. I mean, I see the lightning on the horizon over here now, so I think we got lucky. Knock on wood, wherever it is. Yeah, and I'm just saying random stuff now, so I'll see you in the morning. What's the next day here? You can see it's a little rolly in the anchorage, but there's no wind, so I'm going to get the jib taken down. And she's starting to develop a couple rough patches on her, and so I'm going to see if I can stitch it up and do some work. My buddies Eva and Damien hooked me up with this sail. It's like a sail sticker. Let's see what it's called on the back here. Challenge sailcloth. And they said this is the best stuff to use to fix it. So big thank you to them for that. We're gonna get it cut up, and like I said, see if we can't put a couple patches on the jib, just so we don't have to worry about it ripping down the rope. And then probably going to move over to the lighthouse down here later, and then maybe set sail this afternoon. We'll see. I'll help it out a little bit more. Perfect. Front here. Let's see if I help it out. She just wants to fall down. She weighs so much. This part beats against my steaming light there about halfway on the mast when I'm tacking. And time has not been good to our friend here, so. Otherwise, the canvas is good. That's why I'm like, I'll take some time, put a movie on, spend a couple hours stitching it up today. All right, it is hot as can be out here with no wind today. I'm making pretty good progress on the sail though. Not the prettiest work, but I think it's gonna work. We got this here, some stitching I've been doing, all sorts of it. I got there, and then this was the big one. Shoot, if I can show you. Got a lot there, and then I did the long string. It don't look like much, but I've been out here a couple hours now, and I still got a lot to do. That's only maybe 10 foot of the sail. This ain't gonna be 50 foot long, so I drank some water, prayed that the wind will come back. I'll touch base with you in a bit. So it's the next morning now. Just put the jib back on. Bit of a fight doing it by yourself, but she's looking good. I'm curious to see how the stitchings hold up. I'm gonna try to get everything else picked up now, get the dinghy raised back up, and then we are headed around the point down here, and it's 80 nautical miles to Matthewtown, which is like the last town in the Bahamas. And I have only 4 days left until my cruising permit expires, so I got to get booking it. I'm leaving my friends behind, Eva and Damien. Eva's flying out on the 4th, so in 2 days, and then Damien's gonna try to catch up with me, and we'll follow then. But there's some weather coming through, so I told him I'm gonna try to take the weather window while I can. But first things first, we'll get this dinghy raised back up. Well, it's not the prettiest of conditions today, but we're making it work so far, doing 6.5 knots. We're pinched pretty high, but still not pointing directly to Matthewtown, so we'll probably get a couple miles offshore, make some ground upwind, because the winds are going to be shifting off to our nose a little more later, which means that we'd kind of be falling away. So we try to get as much upwind as we can right now, and then we can kind of fall off to Matthewtown, but going all right. It's kind of short period waves, so a little choppy. They're not too big, but they are breaking. I don't know if you can see over there all the white caps. And wind's gusting pretty good, so, you know, just another day on the water. It's gonna be storming this afternoon, it looks like. Still going strong here, just sailing along. I was just scrolling on Facebook and saw the Georgetown cruisers are saying just a couple minutes ago a big squall came through. We had like 40 knots of wind up there. So luckily they're 120 miles north of me, but looking at the radar, that storm's kind of headed my way, so it'll take it a bit to get down this far, and if it does, but it sounds like it could be staying overnight. So before I head off to bed tonight, I probably will go ahead and prep the sails to be reefed. I might go ahead and just reef them just to be 100% safe, but something to keep an eye on, something interesting. Nothing else going on, just got the sails trimmed enough to where I don't even have the sheet to tiller on. We've just been on this heading for an hour or so now. And yeah, that's about it. So I've gone and got the main reefed to the second reef, I don't know what you call it, full reef, and I left the jib furled all the way out, and now we're just gonna wait. I think it should be coming up on us any minute. Like I said, could be nothing, could be big. It's hard to really tell. I don't really trust the radar too much down here. I still did look at it, but anyways, we're gonna sit around now, 8:46. I'm gonna keep watching my Netflix show. It'll be a long night though. We're still 60 miles away. I've been out here, what, 9 hours now? We've only really done 20 nautical miles in the direction we're trying to go, but it's because I'm stinking tacking all day, so. Yada yada, nothing to complain about really. See ya. Well, it's the morning now. I think it's like, I don't actually have a clue, maybe 5, 6 a.m. We're doing 4 to 5 knots still. I've been sleeping here on the floor on and off throughout the night. Less than ideal spot, but making it work. And I still got like 65 nautical miles to go, I think. So it's gonna be a long day, but so far the tack is still looking promising. I think we'll be able to make it in one tack. Yeah, so like 12 miles or 12 hours. So I'll be getting there like 6 tonight. Well, I think it's 8 o'clock now. We're still cooking along. That's gonna wrap it up for this week's video though. It's Tuesday, I gotta get to editing. Appreciate you for tuning in though. And in next week's video, we'll hopefully be making it to Matthewtown, checking out, and headed on our way to Turks and Caicos. It's just on the route south to the Puerto Rico. Big thanks to all the Patreon subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of you for your help. Been writing y'all's names on the back of the boat to thank you, kind of bring you along for the adventure. And thanks for putting up with me. I'm running on very little sleep right now, so that's all I got for you. I'll see you in next week's video.